The time after the Civil War was quite challenging, and it was unsettling for all Americans, but especially for Southerners. During this time, Alabama's Constitution was rewritten. It gave more rights to women, but it still did not give them the right to vote. African American men were given the right to vote, and poor people's taxes were lowered. It required the state to build many more public schools, and it called that state officials would now be elected rather than appointed. After Reconstruction, many plantation owners who had been leaders and important people in society before the war lost all that they had, including their money, their riches, and their leadership jobs. Small farmers who had struggled to make a living at farming were now even poorer. Slaves were free people, but they didn't have a place to live, and they didn't have a job to earn money to support their family. There were big changes in store for Alabama. Alabama was becoming a place where people could come from all over, and they could find new opportunities to make money and improve their lives. Some of these changes came in the area of agriculture. Before the war, Alabama had one main industry. That was growing and processing cotton. Smaller industries included steamboat yards and small factories that produced or made wagons and tools. Some people thought that the reason the South had lost in the Civil War was due to the fact they didn't have enough money-making businesses. So Alabama's leaders decided to create a new state based around farms and factories. Birmingham was one of the first major cities in Alabama, and it was named for a large industrial city in England. Birmingham was a great place for industry. It had lots of natural resources, including coal, iron, and limestone. It also was the place where two railroad lines intersected or crossed. This meant that it was an easy place for these natural resources to be transported to other places outside of our state. Many newly freed African Americans that had no money or land went back to doing what they knew best, and that was farming. Thousands became sharecroppers. A sharecropper would get seeds and tools and housing from a larger farmer. In return, they would give back a part of the crop that they grew. The cost of the seed, tools, housing, and food came out of their share. Industry grew in Alabama, and so did trade. As we produced more and more goods, that meant that lots of people wanted our goods. Faster steamboats and more railroads were built to help move our products from one market to another. Railroads would carry goods all over the United States, and the port at Mobile was developed so that ocean-going ships could enter it. This made Alabama a great place for trade.